Hello, this is wmpyr here with Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Armada Megatron. Man, this is not a review. What can I say? I don't normally review Transformers. So this is not even a first impressions video. Let me just say I just want to talk to you guys about this incredible figure that I got today at Toys R Us. It was $50. For me, that's very, very expensive. I don't just come out and drop off $50 for nothing, especially for an action figure, essentially. Transformers, I haven't gotten any in a long time because I absolutely hate the Michael Bay Transformers. I can't stand those things whatsoever. And basically, when I saw this, I had no idea that this was out. And when I saw it today, I immediately looked up some videos and I watched it right there at Toys R Us in the store while I was holding on to this thing right here. They only had one left. And then I quickly found out that basically they also have kind of like a very similar version, but in silver, which is closer to the G1 style of Megatron, but it's very, very similar in the way it transforms. The tank mode looks almost identical. It's just in robot mode, it actually looks a little different. Yeah, that has its charms for sure. If we cannot get a Megatron in as a gun, right, then I think the second thing that we identify him is pretty much as a tank. And you know, I think that pretty much works. This is the Classics Megatron right here, and this was the gun that they haven't really done too many Megatrons and guns because it just caused too many problems, I guess, with today's culture. And so this one kind of reflects that, where it had to be a Nerf gun and stuff like that, and a lot of people hated that, blah, 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 blah. I'm just glad they made it. By the way, that is an excellent Megatron. Despite all the complaints that people say, when it comes down to it, that is an excellent Megatron. This one right here, I feel, just from messing around with it, I've transformed it back and forth a couple of times, I feel that this is an excellent Megatron. The quality, I mean, just from the box, you can see that this is meant for adult collectors. This is designed for adult collectors. I don't have any of the Masterpiece ones. The only one that I really cared to own was the first Optimus Prime MP01 that they released. That was pretty much the only one. The rest, they just didn't appeal to me. And even the MP01, like as they made more and more, I just kind of got more and more disappointed in the Masterpiece line. Of course, Soundwave is appealing to me and stuff like that, and Shockwave after reading the comic books. But you know what? It just, the MP line hasn't drawn me enough to where I said to myself, I need to get that, you know. This one kind of feels like maybe, I don't know how it compares to or stacks up to a Masterpiece line of figure. First of all, the size wise, I'm not sure how close it is and stuff. It does feel pretty large compared to the Classics Megatron, which is not, the Classics Megatron is not that big, but compared to that, this does feel larger. Another figure that I have from Transformers that I treasure is Vector Prime right here. And Vector Prime in vehicle mode looks pretty much in a good size comparison to this Megatron, this Armada Megatron in tank mode. However, in robot mode, he is smaller than Megatron, and that kind of works because you would think that the villain should be a little larger than the good guy, so it does work out. Right here, and probably maybe a lot of pictures you've seen or people displayed and stuff, you've probably seen it like this, and he looks super stiff. He looks like the old Transformers from the 80s and stuff where they look very, very stiff and blocky. Actually, his articulations are excellent. I did see on the video that some people said that his shoulder articulation is a little weird. Yeah, it operates kind of weird, but then if you look at it closely, I was worried that it was going to look bad, and I almost put it down, but then I looked at him closely, and you know what? his shoulders are fine, and like I said, the articulation is excellent. I haven't done anything with the waist. Some people, I think, said that there possibly is a waist articulation, but it's so tight that they're worried that they're going to break it, so I haven't even touched it. They said that the wrist articulation was also super tight. On mine, it didn't feel that way. It's not loose. It is nice and tight, but it's not to the point where it feels like it's going to break or something. The hardest part is probably manipulating this cannon around, because it is, they said it's permanently attached to the arm. I haven't tried to take it off, but I have manipulated, moved it around. It's part of the transformation, and also trying to pose it and stuff. It does kind of get in the way of the arm movement itself. But, you know, you can kind of get around it. It's just that you're going to have to, like, rotate the cannon to where it's kind of looks like that, you know, and you know, maybe you won't like that, but if you just kind of have to sit it sideways like that or diagonally on his arm. But, you know, I think that's a small compromise. Like I said, his articulation is excellent. I like that he can look very, very stiff, like a very nostalgic 80s Transformer, but at the same time, he has excellent articulation. The color scheme on this guy, I think, is gorgeous, especially the silver and purple parts to me. I mean, the green looks nice too, but the silver and purple parts really, really look excellent on the guy. The purple parts of it, like around this area, it's almost like glittery purple. I mean, it looks great. The face is a metallic purple. And he does have light piping, excellent light piping, where the eyes can glow this really, really evil-looking red. That's one of the problems with this classic version, was that he had like this neon green glow in his eyes, and it was just like, he just kind of doesn't look menacing. So, of course, they did a repaint over the Takara version, blah, 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 whatever, but not going to get into that. So anyway, if I compare this guy to some of the other Transformers that I have, like Vector Prime and the Classics Megatron, which both of those I think are excellent, excellent figures. The design, overall package so far the ones that I've mentioned are excellent. This one too, I think, is excellent. Transformation has been fun. It took a little time for me to kind of get used to his transformation. His transformation is not as easy as Vector Prime, and it's not as smooth as Classics Megatron, who, you know, to his defense, Classics Megatron probably has one of the best transformations I've ever played around with. It's like just the right amount of challenging. I was kind of worried at first that this, you know, is this going to be like a freaking MP Megatron, where it's going to take like 30 minutes to an hour just to transform the guy, and he's going to have like super brittle parts, and parts are going to fall off, and if you're not careful with them, you're going to totally break them. Yes, I was definitely worried about that. Right here on the box, it says 15 steps to transform this guy. I think what that means is they're realizing that the more complex doesn't mean it's better. So they're actually going the other route. They don't want to make it super simple, I guess, but they're kind of like trying to go, you know, they heard your complaints about the alternators. They heard your complaints about the Masterpiece Transformers. So for me, this is what I've been waiting for. So I kind of like, I mean, it was still difficult to cough up $50, but in my brain was saying, come on, dude, this is what you've been waiting for. I really like Megatron, the character, and then Armada Megatrons has always been one of the Megatrons that I like the most. This guy, he does have the Minicon ports, the pegs for Minicons. As you can see right here and here, he does have them. And over here on his arm, he has one too. I've tested it out because I have a bunch of Minicons, and it works great. It brings me back to the Armada days, so I can't complain at all. I really like that. The Armada Megatron is kind of like, if you guys have it, he looks strange. I mean, he has his own charm, but he doesn't look as good as this guy. I don't think the quality is there compared to this guy. He is large, he is bulky, and then he's designed, he has this gimmick where you can combine him with tidal wave and stuff. So if I had him, I'm going to kind of want to get tidal wave just to do the combination for him, even though he looks stupid. You know, I still kind of want to do it. But here with this, I don't have to worry about that because it doesn't do that. I can attach minicons, so I still get the armada effect. The robot himself and tank mode is solid. I don't want to transform him right now and do I haven't gotten it down to where I could do it in smooth and quick enough for you guys. I'm still kind of, you know, working on that. So I can't do it on camera yet, but it's really it wasn't too bad, and I'm starting to get used to it. I'm starting to get a little bit better. So it's a fun process actually. The treads of the tank, they actually move. If you've seen any of the reviews, look, I'm not going to go into it. I'm just like I said, articulation is good. I'm not going to break it down or anything and waste y'all's time because there's plenty of other videos that show that. The treads on the tank actually move. For me, that was absolutely not necessary, but I'm not complaining that they did it. When he is in tank mode, the head, this is pretty much hidden, and it doesn't really do anything now. In the older Megatron, the head was big time sticking out, and the claw, turns into basically like a claw. The head part right here, these red parts right here pretty much turn into a claw, and so they kind of like made that as the reason why he has that, and they were a lot bulkier and huger on the guy before. On this one, it's just really a part of his helmet, and it doesn't have really that function anymore. Unless I guess maybe he could use it for battle when he's in robot mode, but in tank mode, it's pretty much hidden. Yeah, so he's definitely an homage, or he is supposed to be the Armada Megatron, but very, very different. So if you have that one, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's very, very different. I think this is a very good remake of the Armada Megatron. For me, like I said, it has the quality, it has the adult collector feel. Yeah, I'm very impressed. Like I said, I don't do this often, and I don't get this kind of figure often and spend this kind of money. The next Transformer that I was thinking of getting was probably going to be a third-party Transformer, and it was going to be a very, very special one. I'm constantly looking at the third-party Transformers, and I'm very, very, very picky. I'm looking for very specific ones, and even if they make it, the transformation has to be the way that I have to kind of like agree with and stuff. So I'm super, super picky with that. And this Armada Megatron, I kind of feel like he passes my pickiness, and yeah, this is kind of like the Megatron I've been waiting for. Just for like almost like humorous comparison right here, I have the McDonald's Armada Megatron, and so that's kind of cool. You can see that the head, you know, he also has this claw type thing right there, the pincers on the helmet. This one, even though it's a McDonald's toy, I feel like they really, really went the extra mile with this one. And I thought this actually is a closer rendition to the actual original Armada Megatron. And so you can see that if you look at these two, the designs, like these shoulder things, they're not here on this guy, you know. The cannon right here is like on the waist. You see that? You don't see that over here. It's actually on his arm, like the older classic original Megatron and stuff. So, you know, in that sense, like I said, this one is actually closer to the original Armada Megatron, but still, I do like this reinvention here. I was a little worried that I wasn't gonna like this telescoping cannon. I don't like it when they do that. I don't like the telescoping aspect, but it hasn't bothered me so far. And yeah, overall, this to me is like, wow. It came with a collector's card. Like it was just basically a Megatron card. To me, that's like the perfect bonus gift. You know, whether it's a DVD or whether it's an action figure, if the company's like, hey, we want to give a bonus gift, unless they're going to do something really awesome and give you like a minifigure or something awesome like that, then you know what, just go with a trading card. At least for me, that works great for me. And right here, what can I say about this guy? am pretty happy with this guy. I'm pretty impressed with it, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to transforming him back and forth more often, and just displaying him, and just really enjoying it. So anyway, you know, if I was a kid, this is something that I would have definitely wanted, and then as an adult to be able to own something like this, I mean, it's blown me away. I feel like a kid again. I feel like a kid when I got my first Transformer Soundwave, and I was just like, this is the coolest toy ever. I feel like that right now. So that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for listening, and take care, folks.